Well, I figured I'd shoot some video here on my Commercial 8 project, and let me just give you guys an update. I got this machine about, I don't know, 10 or 11 years ago, and I paid 75 bucks for it. It needed an engine rebuild, and I did that maybe 6 years ago, but I never touched the rest of the machine. Engine's sitting in the garage on the floor. I trip over it every day. And last summer, about a year ago, I took the tractor and I dismantled the whole thing into a pile of parts, and I decided that I'd start to work on it. Well, I pressure washed the transmission and I never did a thing since. So I decided that I better get off my butt and get this thing rolling. And here's where we're at. Well, I figured I'd work on the Commercial 8 today, and this project has been dragging on for years, and I've never gotten around to finishing it. And basically what I'm going to do here is take off these control levers and everything, and take out my pressure washer and pressure wash down the transmission case. And what I want to do is basically try to mount this thing on my engine stand that I got at Harbor Freight. And I'm going to wire wheel it a little bit, and then I'm going to paint it with a brush with some primer, and then I'm going to paint it yellow. But the motor's all ready to drop in and everything. I really just got to clean up this and the handlebars and the levers and bolt it up and see if we can get her to run. But yeah, that's about it. Well, I got it pressure washed, and I found a couple things that I thought were interesting. One, there's some reddish down here, which actually is probably primer. That's probably what it is, but you can see red bleeding through in a couple spots. It's probably primer. There's still a little bit of oil buildup on there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray some engine cleaner on here, you know, like car engine cleaner on there, and let it soak on there for a while, and then I'll come back and pressure wash it again. But it's a heck of a lot better than it was. All the dirt and grime is off there. It's pretty pitted up here, but I don't care. It's a freaking Gravely. It's not a Rolls Royce, so that's expected, right? But once I get this cleaned up, then I'm going to mount it on that stand. And I've never done that before, and I don't know exactly how I'm going to get it up to the height to mount it on the stand, but I may just set up my ramps like against this, you know, truck ramps, maybe like against this wall over here, and roll it up there and try to mount it that way. It's not going to be easy, you know. But then I'm going to take off the wheels, and I'm actually probably going to take the axles off the transmission completely, take all the gears out, and just clean everything before I put it back together. I got the rear planetary out now, but not the front. So, and there's all this old nasty sludge in the bottom of that transmission that we need to clean too. Well, the Commercial 8 cleaned up pretty good with the pressure washer, so it shouldn't be that bad to get this prepped for some rusty metal primer and some painting. So stay tuned. Well, I got all my Commercial 8 stuff in the car, and I'm going to a sandblasting place. And I'm going to see how much they're going to charge me to blast all this crap. We got the gas tank, the hood, the battery box, the dashboard, the handlebar levers, some straps for the tank, the gas tank mount. That's pretty much it. The handlebars and the rods I'm going to do myself, but this stuff here is a lot more time consuming, so we'll see what they want. So I got my parts back from the sandblasting company today, and I am very impressed. I mean, this is, it looks like they primed them, but that's just the metal. It's really awesome. I mean, look at this. The hood, the decal that was on there, I mean, everything is just gone. The dashboard, straps for the gas tank. I mean, Look at this. You know, this little thing that the tank goes on. These are things like the levers for the handlebars. I mean, they're pitted as hell, but pretty cool, huh? The battery box, I mean, just came out awesome. So we're very happy about that, and we're gonna have to paint it up. Well, let's take a closer look at this sandblasting work, and this really came out amazing. I'm very happy with this. And after you blast it down, you can see like some stuff that they had done in the past. Like someone put a really crappy weld over here, which is half-assed. But anyways, they had done that. It ain't the prettiest thing in the world. And it looks like on the other side here, they had pretty much done the same kind of repair. And again, it's pretty pathetic when you look at it. I'm almost thinking that maybe I should weld that up again before we assemble this. Out of all these like globs of snot on there, it's only hitting here and here. This is horrible looking. You see that big gap on there? It's like they didn't even have the metal very good when they did that. And look how nice this came out. I'm so happy with this. And I highly recommend this process to anyone that's trying to restore one of these tractors. This was the dashboard, which is pitted, but it's solid, you know. They advised me to paint this ASAP because it's so humid that it could actually, you know, rust just sitting around in bare metal. And you can see a little bit of crap in here. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to sand this down a little bit, and then have some primer, and we're going to put the primer on there. So we'll see what we got. I can see like this has a little bit of a bend in it here on both sides, so I'm probably going to try to straighten that stuff out a hair before I paint it. I was going to use my DA sander here, but apparently with it sitting around, I haven't used it for a couple of years. This foam pad took on some moisture or mice ate it or something, but it's disintegrated, and that ain't going to cut it. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to use my little DeWalt palm sander here. I got some 100 grit on there. I don't know, let's see what it can do. It's not anywhere near as good as that. This is 10 times better than that, but let's see. Working pretty good. What I pretty much trying to smooth it down a little bit. That media blasting leaves it pretty rough. And, this is the bottom that we're starting with, but you get the idea. So this is the gas tank, and I think the guy said he was going to try to do inside the tank. So let me turn the light on and see if we can see it. He said they had a plastic blast material they could use inside. Let's just take a look if they actually did anything in there. It's so hard to see. Alright, the tank definitely had some blast material in it. You can see I just got it all over the ground here. But for now, they actually had this little rubber stopper in the bottom, which was kind of funny. And they had the top taped off. But for now, I'm going to just sand it down and we'll get some primer on it. And we can, you know, run some little liquid through it later on after we paint it. And just get the rest of that blast material out. But it's really close. I just want to get it primed now. That's my main goal.